Hello, good people. Welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nathaniel Latte, and like I always say, the purpose of this channel is personal development. Personal development. And today I just want to share a few thoughts with you. Yesterday, I had a very long conversation with an acquaintance, and this person was telling me how difficult it was to cut off certain relationships in their life. And he went on to say, I'm not sure how to process this. I really don't know how the other person is going to take it. I just don't know if I should go ahead and do this. However, I'm pretty sure that I don't need this relationship anymore for that reasons. And I could also sense how difficult or the difficulty the person was going through in this phase of their life. Also, of course, shared some of the things I did in the past to address similar instances in my life. Some of the things, so the way I thought, my thought process over the years as to how to handle situations like this. And also shared this story with a person. And the story is about a group of researchers who were monitoring eagles, okay? And they were trying to identify how the eagle operates, how it targets its prey, how it eventually captures the prey, and how it flies off into the skies with its prey. Very interesting research. And the accounts given was that there's this particular eagle the researchers were monitoring. The eagle, as always, flew high up in the skies, targeted a prey, and the prey this time was a weasel. I just Google what a weasel is, and then you would know which animal that is. And as the eagle came down so beautifully, majestically, like we all know how eagles operate, came down, just precisely captures the prey, the weasel, and then flies off in the skies. And everybody was amazed. Wow, this is just beautiful. Wow, nature is beautiful. So the eagle flies off. They keep monitoring the eagle, see where it's going to go with the prey, what it's going to do in the meantime. And in a few minutes, they noticed something rather weird and strange. Something that is not typical of eagles and how they handle their prey after capturing them and then flying off into the sky. So this particular eagle was a bit wobbly, okay? It felt as if its wings became weak. It could not flap the wings properly. It felt as if the eagle was not flying in any particular direction. It was going back and forth a bit. It seemed the eagle was in trouble, but it was not clear what the problem really was. And so they kept monitoring. And eventually, the eagle seemed to be flying downwards. It could no longer fly any higher, came down and down and down, and just hit the ground. Everybody was surprised. What just happened? So of course, as researchers, and out of curiosity, everybody rushed to the location of the eagle to see if they could find something or if they could really make sense of what just happened. And when they got there, the eagle was lying there almost dead. I said, what? What just happened? Of course, there was no weasel on the scene. And when they got closer to the eagle, they realized that all this while, the weasel was eating into the chest of the eagle. The eagle would just not let go. And so, when they were monitoring the eagle fly with its prey beautifully into the skies, the weasel was actually eating into its chest. But this eagle will just not let go. And so the question I asked my acquaintance was, are these people weasels? Dude, if they are weasels, then you should let them go before it's too late. You should let them go before it is too late. Some of us have weasels in our lives. We just have to be very careful before we end up like the eagle. People eating into your life, people eating into your vision, people eating into your goals. You have to let them go. Of course, you should be very, very tactical about doing that. And you should never be hasty in making that decision, because there are some people, if you let go, you basically backtrack in your life for like 20 or 15 years. So you really have to be careful. Don't be hasty cutting people off. But then, once you're certain they have to be cut off, please let them go. Please let them go. There are some people we need to cut off. There are others we just need to reposition, okay? You don't need to cut them off. You just have to reposition them. They're not bad people. They are just people who don't fit into, for instance, your vision, your goals in life, your aspirations. It doesn't mean they're bad people. So what you have to do is reposition them in your life. And of course, as you think about having this very important conversation with whoever it is you want to either cut off or reposition, always make sure you never make it about them. It should be about you. And always make sure that you are not asking for their permission to reposition them in your life or to cut them off in your life. You're not asking them for their permission. No. You have already made a decision and you're presenting it to them. And in that presentation, like I said, never make it about them. It should be about you. So you tell them, you know what? We have known each other for long. I think at this stage of my life, I lack the capacity to actually invest time and energy in this relationship. I would prefer we give each other some space and see how the future goes or what the future brings to us. So in this situation, you are saying that you don't have the capacity. It is about you. You lack the grace to actually move the relationship on. It's not about them. You have to be careful because people always do not take rejection lightly. And so you have to be very conscious about that. And of course, have some empathy towards the other person as you have this very important conversation. But most importantly, you have to have this conversation with the person if you really, really respect them and cherish the time you spent with them in the past. So on that note, I say don't be hasty cutting people off. Sometimes it's better to just reposition them. But then if you're sure in your mind that they need to be gone, they need to be cut off, then please don't be scared to do that. It is important to have the right people around you if you want to build yourself up, if you want to achieve something big, if you want to pursue your vision, if you want to pursue your purpose, if you want to pursue your goals, then this is extremely important, extremely important. So on that note, I say, welcome to my channel again. Subscribe if you haven't. And my name is always Nathaniel Latte. See you in the next video. Salute!